Hi, this is Mrs. G. You are going to watch an informational session about a medical emergency. I hope you enjoy.
Front office.
Hi, we've got a medical emergency in room 302. We've got a student that's unconscious and in need of help.
Okay, I'll let the nurse know.
Thank you. Please get me a teacher from across the hall.
Okay. Nurse office, Kathy speaking.
Hi, I just want to let you know there's an emergency in room 302.
Okay, I'll tell Don. Bye. Dee, there's somebody down.
Okay, I'm going.
We need help across the hall. There's an emergency. Let's go.
Hey, will you lead my students across the hallway, please?
Come on, follow me. All right, across the hall.
The medical emergency in room 302. There's a medical emergency in room 302.
Copy, Don. I'm on my way.
I don't see any breathing, I don't see any movement, person's unconscious. Front office, could you please call a medical lockdown? Mr. Getz, could you please bring me the AED?
Okay, I'll be right there.
Medical lockdown, room 302.
Medical lockdown, room 302.
Mr. B. I am in room 302. Please call 911.
Hi, I have an unconscious student down at Mattawan Regional High School, 450 Atlantic Avenue.
One, two, three, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
Donna, first aid just arrived on scene.
Begin by exposing patient's bare chest and torso. Remove or cut clothing if needed.
15, 16, 17.
The objective of this lesson is to make you understand why we are doing this. It is to review and understand what Janet's Law is, to introduce students to automatic external defibrillators, otherwise known as AEDs, to observe a medical emergency, and for students to have an understanding of their role in that medical emergency.
Although uncommon, life-threatening emergencies can happen in school at any time. Injury is the leading cause of death among children. 10 to 25% of all injuries occur while children are in school. Children spend 28% of the day at school. An 11-year-old cheerleader, Janet Zielinski of Warren Township, New Jersey, died of a sudden cardiac event while at cheerleading practice. There was not an AED on site. Janet's Law was created to help prevent these occurrences. This law came into effect as of September 2014. An AED appliance on school property is in an unlocked location within a reasonable distance of gymnasiums or athletic grounds with signs that clearly identify the device. The AED must be accessible during the school day and any school-sponsored athletic event. At least 5 school employees must be certified in CPR. At least one of these school employees must be present at all events and practices. Schools have to develop an emergency action plan, which includes a drill annually. While Janet's Law requires at least 5 trained personnel per building, the Good Samaritan Act states that AEDs may be used by laypersons without any training to provide defibrillation within the first 5 minutes of cardiac arrest.
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR. In order to perform CPR, you must be CPR certified, but can utilize an AED if you are not. The American Heart Association recommends everyone obtain CPR certification. If certified, CPR should be started immediately and is essential in the chain of survival. Use of an AED is recommended on an unconscious, not breathing, pulseless victim that is not involved in a trauma. The AED should be used as soon as it arrives on the scene and may be used on any victims who are over the age of 1 year old. An AED is an automated tool that has a recorded message which will tell you exactly what to do. The only thing that you have to remember is to turn the machine on. The recorded message will guide you through each step during this stressful situation. Training with an AED and CPR is always recommended. Pediatric chain of survival. This is accomplished by improving the quality of resuscitation provided by all rescuers and increasing the probability that collapsed victims will receive prompt CPR. Pediatric chain of survival links prevention, early CPR, activation of EMS, and early advanced care. Adult chain of survival. Similar to pediatric, only differing in the use of an AED. Activation of CPR, starting CPR, obtaining, use, and utilizing the AED, early advanced care, and post-cardiac arrest care. An AED is a small portable device that analyzes the heart's rhythm for any abnormalities and, if necessary, directs the rescuer to deliver an electrical shock to the heart of someone suffering from sudden cardiac arrest. This shock, called defibrillation, may help the heart to reestablish an effective rhythm. When used in the first 3 to 5 minutes of a person's collapse, AEDs have been shown to dramatically increase the survival rate of people who suffer from sudden cardiac arrest or a heart attack.
We have now told you what an AED is. Now I would like to show you what an AED looks like. These are the AEDs that we have in our building. They are yellow and blue. There are several types of AEDs out there, but what's in the school system right now is this one. It doesn't matter what color or shape they come in, all the AEDs work the same. What you do is you just open up the flap and hit this button right here, okay, and it turns on automatically. It is a pre-recorded message.
Follow these voice instructions. Make sure 911 is called now. Begin by exposing patient's bare chest and torso. Remove or cut clothing if needed.
And that is exactly the same message that will be in all defibrillators, no matter what they look like or where they are at. That is a national pre-recorded message. Why should you take action if someone is in a cardiac arrest? Once called, the EMS system in the U.S. have an average response time of 4 to 7 minutes. Sometimes it's over 10 minutes. Time is of the essence when you are talking about trying to preserve someone's life and preserving their organs. 80% of all out of hospital incidents that leads to a cardiac arrest occur in the home or other places. Survival rates after cardiac arrest almost double when CPR is initiated and access to a defibrillator is provided immediately. Why do people go unconscious and why do they have a medical emergency? Most of the time it's a result of a pre-existing medical condition. It usually is a sudden event. It's a sudden onset of a health problem. It can happen during a violent attack. It can happen in an unintentional injury, a natural disaster, and if you've come in contact with toxins. All of the causes, as stated previously, of a medical emergency will lead to a cardiac arrest or can lead to a cardiac arrest. It is the second link in the pediatric chain of survival. If a victim is unconscious and pulseless, a victim's heart is in distress. What the heart does is called fibrillation. So it could be one reason why somebody has a medical emergency. It doesn't necessarily mean that that is the reason, but it could be. The heart may be defibrillating, which is an uncoordinated twitching of the muscle. If you look at the EKG to the right of the wording, you will see that's what it looks like to a medical professional on an EKG. The fibrillation does not allow the heart to pump any blood. Blood carries the oxygen to all the organs, and without oxygen, the organs cease to function and die. What else happens? Brain cells begin to die after 4 to 6 minutes. In 3 to 5 minutes, there's irreversible brain or tissue damage. Every minute a person's heart is stopped, their chance of survival decreases by 10%. So, now that you know why and when to use an AED, when should you not use an AED? If the victim needs assistance due to a trauma, if it is a severe trauma, they have found that an AED is not useful. If the victim is under 1 year old, anyone who is conscious and has a pulse, and if there's water present. AEDs are safe to use, and there are no reports of AEDs harming bystanders or those who use them. What's very important is to know where the locations of AEDs are. You should take a look around of your surroundings wherever you go. There are AEDs in public places like shopping centers, restaurants, sporting arenas, pool areas, airports, community centers, golf courses, fitness clubs, and now in public schools. So, we're concerned about where we are. So we want to know all the location of the AEDs at Matawan High School. There's one in the 200 wing, which is right outside of my office. There's one in the 500 wing outside the athletic trainer's office. There's another one in the 100 wing by the auditorium. And the trainer has a portable AED that is utilized during all athletic activities on school property. A medical lockdown is a drill that's going to be added to our repertoire here at Matawan High School. The state has required that we now do a medical lockdown as part of our routine or annual drills. So we wanted to make sure that you understood what a medical lockdown was prior to us performing this medical lockdown during school hours. First of all, it will be announced as a medical lockdown. You will be required to stay in your rooms. Why? So that the individual that needs to get to the victim have free hallways. If the incident occurs in the area that you are in, you will be asked to leave. So what that is saying is if the victim is in your room or whoever goes unconscious and needs the assistance is in your room, you will be asked to leave so that we can get in and take care of the victim. One of the things that you need to do and is very important in a medical emergency is to remain calm. You have to make sure that the area is safe for yourself and the victim. Communication is vital so that we can keep the process moving forward and make sure that emergency medical services are contacted and are on their way. And you must utilize the equipment that is available to you, such as an AED, and start CPR if you are certified. You may be also asked to assist with the medical emergency, such as calling for 911, getting help, going to get to the AED, or just asking someone to notify someone so that we can get other additional individuals down to help us during the medical emergency. Okay, so let's review everything that we've learned. Prevention is the first chain in the link to survival. An unconscious victim needs immediate assistance. CPR and an AED is vital to the victim's chance of survival. And emergency medical assistance needs to be activated as soon as possible.